Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're going to review the new Old Fitz 7-year bottle and bonds 100 proof straight bourbon whiskey. It's wheated bourbon. Now we'll compare it to a couple other wheated bourbons. But first, let's do a giveaway. So this is for the little book episode I did like a week ago. So let's see who wins the 2-ounce samples of the little book 9, 7, and that Knob Creek Bourbon X Rye. And Chance Downs Vids. So funny. I when I was writing all the names in there, I was like, man, this person's been here all the time. I'm not sure if they ever won. Well, congratulations. Email me. It's in the description. You probably know that because you're in every comment. So OG1, that's fantastic. Let's get into the blind. Actually, right before I get into the blind, let me go over the bottles that we're going to do today. So obviously we're going to do the new Old Fitz 7-year that just came out. I paid $60 for it. It's supposed to be a shelfer. I will see how much of a shelfer it is. It's going crazy already. This, oh, now it wants to stay on. This isn't the tightest top. As soon as I opened this up the other day, when I opened it up with a few friends, obviously I had some of it already. I noticed that this isn't that tight, but it's not Old Elk bad, but it's not that good. But it's a cool bottle. So we're going to compare it to Green River Wheated Bourbon. And these are all going to be between 90 and 100 proof. So this one's 90 proof. The Old Fitz is 100 proof. I was also going to pick up the Bardstown Wheated Bourbon. So Green River and Bardstown just came to Connecticut the past couple of weeks. We finally got distribution over here. I wanted to go pick up the Bardstown, but it was sold out. So the Green River is going to be in here. Now, if you guys remember, I did a 90 to 96 wheated mashup earlier this year, a couple months ago. And this one, the Penelope Wheated 95 proof, this was the one that won that lineup. So I was like, well, let's see if the new Old Fitz can beat the current champion in that 90 to 100 proof range. It's all bubbly in here. All right. And then the last time I had the Weller Special Reserve in it, and it obviously the Penelope one. So I said, you know what? Let's step up the Weller and do the C.Y.P.B. and see if this can beat out the Penelope Wheated or the new Old Fitz 7. So we have something pretty allocated, pretty rare. 2 newer bottles to the market, and the Green River, which I think in most markets is a shelfer. I know it just got here, so it's getting a little bit more hype, but it's a shelf bottle. So kind of all over the place. Prices are... This MSRP is probably around the same price, but this on secondary is ridiculous. But the rest of these are all rounds. Like the Penelope Wheated is $40, the Old Fitz is $60, the Green River is... Hold on. $32. I want to go check. So, you know, that's the cheapest. It's the most common one. It is the lowest proof one. So we'll see how these do. They're all blind. So let's get into it. So let's go A on the nose. Okay, so A on the nose was wheat, nutty, sweet, definitely a sweet nose, and light banana. So pretty good nose. So let's see B on the nose. Way more cherry, like medicinal cherry. Ooh, you know what it is? It's purple, like Jolly Rancher. Like purple grape Jolly Rancher. Super sweet, very candy forward. Yeah. The sweetness almost like tingles the nostrils.
Stings the nostrils. In a good...
Okay, C's peanut buttery, like sweet peanuts. Man, all these noses are pretty damn good. I've been on a wheat or wheated bourbon kick lately, I guess. Way more than normal, that's for sure. And let's go to D. Okay. So D on the nose was probably the lightest out of the 4. Very wheat forward. some wet oak note, which was eh. But then I got some red hots on the end. I was like, is this cinnamon? But it's like that red hot candy, which is cinnamon. So all very unique noses. So let's get into the palate. Yeah, a lot of banana forward on A. Right, first sip, not of the day, but first sip of this lineup. The palate was exactly like the nose. Wheat, nutty, sweet, banana. On the finish, it was very light. In my head, it popped up like, oh, this would be a good like summery drink. It was light, thin, medium length finish. But first sip, so we shall see. A lot of the same on the finish though, and I kind of got this on the first sip too, but I was like, maybe it's just the first sip. Not this one. I got bright cherry on this on the finish, which was good. There's like a grain alcohol, like something you get like on cheap whiskey. It's very slight, but I can, like, you know, the ethanol like alcohol, but like grain alcohol. It's there. It's not overpowering anything, but I can taste it in the background, and it's. I don't think I've ever actually said that on any review, but it's not the best notes. But third sip. The overall flavor is actually pretty good. Like that wheat, nuttiness, sweetness, banana notes all play well together, and it's good. It's not like earth shattering. It's a decent pour. So as long as this isn't the C.Y.P.B, I'm okay with it. So let's go to B. Yeah, still super, super sweet. I think I like B a little bit better than A. Maybe a lot more than A. I didn't write too much stuff down, so I'll go back to it. But it was a much thicker mouthfeel, so it wasn't as thin, watery. That purple grape Jolly Rancher on the nose transferred to the palate, which delicious. Who just want to drink that? And I definitely got some oak. It's good. It's very sweet. Let me go for a second sip. Yeah, I definitely like B more than A. So on the palate, I got some dark fruit, like the raisiny note. Not a lot, but like I picked it up. On the finish, vanilla, that purple grape Jolly Rancher came back, which nose, palate, finish, it's there, which is great, and a decent finish. That third sip was just the most intense one. It's like all those flavors just got like I don't know if it's just like my palate's getting more and more used to it, but it's getting more and more intense. A little spice on the finish, kind of balance it off a little bit, but it was good. It wasn't overly sweet, and I know I said sweet a lot, but the purple grape Jolly Rancher is like the focus of the flavors, but there's enough of that oak that it kind of balances. It's good. I whatever B is, I do like. So let's go to C. Still peanut buttery. Mouthfeel on C was also pretty good. I usually don't always talk about mouthfeel, but because A was so watery, I'm like noticing that a little bit more, I think. But this was definitely nutty profile. So nutty, dark fruits, a little bit of dark fruits, kind of balance that nuttiness out. Some peanut shell notes, which it's kind of hard to explain, but like if you ever went to a Texas Roadhouse before COVID, now you can't do like the nuts everywhere. There's nuts, like the nut shells were like all over the place. Kind of like that. I know that's more of a smell thing, but I equate that to that note I get. Hopefully that helps anyone. On the finish was more spice than the first two. Oak, nutty, sweetness. It's more nutty profile, but I'll say let's go through. But these all been pretty different so far. I got a little bit of chocolate on that, like chocolate powder. The thing with C is that the flavors are there, but they're not intense like glass B. So A and C, even though they're very different profiles, I want to compare them like once I A/B this, because they're both lighter in just like the intensity of the notes. So wait, I still got one more sip on C, I think. Yeah, it's good. nothing too new on C. Let's go to D. D is very interesting. So D on the palate is a lot of like the same similar notes: dark cherry, cherry chapstick, Laffy Taffy, and then the finish is very nutty and spice. So there's more spice on D than other about 3 glasses, but more nutty and hazelnut specifically. Like that's the lingering note, which I'm okay with. I actually had to pour something earlier. It was American single malt, and I got a lot of hazelnut on that, and my wife's allergic to hazelnut, so I was like, you want to try this? Just so you can try what hazelnut tastes like without dying. So I found another hazelnut one. This isn't as hazelnutty as the other bottle I was having. The second sip, a little bit more oak on the finish. But man, it is night and day. Like from the palate to the finish, it just like changes. It's weird. So the nose, the palate, and the finish are all like different stuff. I guess that's good. Like some of these are like glass A, I literally wrote same as nose. So stuff like the nose transition to the palate, everything. This is the most unique, meaning it's like not the same at all. But again, I don't think I said anything about the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel again was decent, like B and C. I'll have to go back to A and C if it was a first glass situation. Who knows? So something for D for sure. The flavors on D are way more intense than C. So I cut out when I go back and forth a lot. But B and D were the 2 profiles that were way more intense than A and C. So I'm going to compare A and C and B and D for sure. But I'm going to do that right now. So I'll be right back with the results and some scores. All right, I'm back. And that was a lot of going back and forth. So my last place is the Penelope Wheated. That grain alcohol note was more prevalent. Now going from these back to that one, I scored a 2.55, which is not a really good score. So I was like, after knowing what it was, I went and looked back at my old notes, and I actually thought this won the lineup last time. It came in second. The Redwood Empire actually won. But it scored a lot better that day. But it is something that got released this year, so it gives it a second score. Now, the average is probably 2 or 3 because it did score a lot better last time. But that grain alcohol note, not my favorite, I'll tell you that right now. So it didn't do so well today. Maybe the air is not doing a good thing for the Penelope Wheated. I don't know. You know how some people say, oh, you do a fresh crack, oh, I hope it opens up and tastes better over time. I feel like this is the opposite with the Penelope, but we'll see. Okay, then we go to third place, which was the cheapest bottle on the table, the Green River Wheated Bourbon, which is new to me. Had a couple pours of it the other day, and I scored a 2.85. And when I was going back and forth between these two, this one just kept scoring lower and lower. Because I actually had it like a 2.75. And I was like, this is significantly better than this one, but this isn't all that good. So I had to drop the score on the Penelope, which I know I've said it's good before. So not a good day today for the Penelope Wheated. Anyways, the Green River Wheated. The only new note I got more wheat forward than the first couple of times I had it. But still good for whatever I said, like $31 or whatever I said before. A solid pickup, nothing bad about it. So I don't hate it, that's for sure. Okay, so then it came down to these two. And did it ever? I was going back and forth, let me tell you. And I actually scored them both at 3.25 at one point. I'm like, no, I gotta figure out which one I like better. So the Weller C.Y.P.B was mainly that purple grape Jolly Rancher note. That was a dominant note, and So I scored it a 3.25. Because of that note it's a very good note. Now, if you don't like that note, I don't think you would probably like this too much, but because it's a purple grape Jolly Rancher bomb, but not too much outside of that. So the new Old Fitz 7-year actually won. So shocking results, I think, for me, because I definitely thought the C.Y.P.B was going to win, and I definitely thought this was going to do a lot better. But I scored 3.35. I got a little bit of banana note on it. The reason I like the Old Fitz better than the Weller C.Y.P.B, mainly because it's more complex, had more notes. The notes were good. There's nothing off-putting about it. For $60, I think it's a good buy. I wouldn't pay more than that. Like, it's not. None of these are mind-blowing to me. Like, a 3.35 is nothing that I'm spending on secondary for. You know what I mean? But it is decent. I am happy that I picked it up at MSRP the other day, so I'm not gonna complain about it. But so if you guys are able to see this for $60, $59.99, whatever, then I would pick it up if I were you. It's a cool looking bottle too, so I don't know if I trust this top too much, but we'll see. So let's do the giveaway before I forget. Okay, so. Let's see. Yeah, we can do 2-ounce samples of all this. Why not, right? So to enter to win 2-ounce samples of all 4 of these, so I'm sure people are going to want to try this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with the hashtag OldFitz7. A little longer than some of them, but the main reason I did this video was because it's the new bottle I just picked up the other day. So let me know if you've had the Old Fitz 7 yet and what you think about it. And don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.